Thank you so much for logging in. And this is the first video out of a few videos which you need to look at. So as you know, you have been onboarded. The first email after your registration has gone out to you. If you can't find the DenTTrack login ID email in your inbox, please make sure you look into the spam folder. It will definitely be there. You will have given us an email address when you registered on the registration form. That's the email address you use in the email here. If you go on the website, which you see here, dentrack.co.uk, and there is a login button. And when you click the login button, this is the URL, dentrack.co.uk/workplace/login, and you come onto this page. So from the DenTTrack registration email, use your email given, as well as there will be a password given to you. And as soon as you get that and you log in, you are onto a page which looks similar. However, you won't have any team members in here. So I would suggest have a look at this section here, which is called as users. And when you click on users, obviously I have many users in my Andover branch, but you would see a button called as add plus. And this is where I'm going to train you now to create a user. So let's say we will call it your first dental nurse you want to onboard. Then you put a phone number here. For now, I'll just put a number which I have, which is mine. I am going to put email address here, and I'm just going to use one of the email addresses which I have. I'm just going to check if that is accepted. If it has been used before, it may not be accepted. I am going to call this person as dummy nurse. So in effect, you are actually onboarding a team member, and I would suggest you create one dummy for yourself. So you'll have one user ID which you have gone in through as a super user, which we are using now, say for example, and you are the owner. I would suggest create one for yourself with another email address of your choice, and then call it whatever you want to call it, Mr., Miss, etc. So fill that detail, fill that detail, fill that detail. Then suggest that you're going to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Allow, say 20 plus 8, 28 holidays for the year, and put the starting date on the same day when you are actually doing the job. So at this point, you're creating a user for your practice. And my suggestion is just do a dummy one for yourself, and we will create it like a dental nurse one. So you'll get a feel of how to create a user, and you can create as many users for your organization or branch in this portal. So that's number one. As you have entered this, I'm going to click Save User. There is a chance it might reject my email and I might have to fill in another email address, but let's see. Okay, at the moment it's accepted. And I'm sitting here on the top, Mr. Dummy Nurse. That's my email address. I joined on this date, and now you can see it's active, and there is a button here called as Edit User. You can click into Edit User, and anytime you can change any details you need here. Now, if I go into user roles, at my end, I will see lots of roles. In your end, you will see this as a complete blank. You need to create a role which will match a dental nurse. So ignore what you see here on screen. You will see it completely blank, and you'll go to this Add Plus button. And now here, you are going to create a role which is called as dental nurse. And I would suggest call it dental nurse 1, if that allows you. Yeah. Now, dental nurse 1 is the job number 16, as you can see here on my portal, but that will be your first one. And you go into this pen icon again. Now, here is the chance to create a dental nurse role with any and every job you think is relevant to your dental nurse. Click on Add Jobs. Go into the drop down here, click on DenTTrack UK, Click on a drop down here and select dental nurse. Now click on search. For demonstration purpose, what I'm going to do is there are 25 jobs. I'm going to select everything. However, I'm going to say, okay, in my practice, I don't have a hot towel machine. I don't have a separate scanning room. So I'm going to untick that. So it's your choice where you sit with your dental nurse and look at this list and say, what do you do, Mr. Dummy Nurse? And what are the things we should tick mark, which will start flagging on your portal as your daily jobs to do. So here you say add selected jobs, and those jobs are selected except the two. However, for dental nurse, there are two more categories. One is called admin dental nurse, and these are all the administration duties like oxygen level checks, medical emergency checks, AED units, and you select everything and you say, hey, I don't do any lead daily nurse huddle. You can untick it. So in effect, you can tick and untick what you want and add those in. And we have the third category called as decon nurse. And you click on search and these decon nurse jobs come in, and most of them are applicable. So you select those and add them as well. Now you have a role ready, which is called as dental nurse 1. And you have all the jobs which a dental nurse does on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and they will flag up on your portal as we go ahead. So what have we done at this stage is, in your portal, as per the guidance, you have created one dental nurse role. You would have created your first user, which is the dummy nurse or whatever you want to call it, and you are now going to test it with the help of this role. Yeah. So imagine I've gone into this role which is created and I click on jobs. So imagine this is the portal created for your new user. All the jobs start coming up on the portal. Now, if you have done multiple mixes of role, as Paula has here, it is overwhelming to say, oh my God, I have 70 jobs to do. But do not worry, because you don't do the job every day. Some days you are a practice manager, say for example in Paula's case, and practice manager jobs are what she needs to do, and there are only 19 jobs to do. Some days she is front of house and not the practice manager. If it's a multitasking individual, then she has 22 jobs to do as front of house, and she is focusing on that. And some days she is just purely in our communication team, and then there is a communication team job list. So if somebody comes to work and say, oh my God, you have given me so many jobs to do, always remember, it is not that they do the same role every day, and you have various connections in there. Imagine the one which we have done for dental nurse. She won't have anything like this. She will have dental nurse, admin dental nurse, decon nurse. And if that's dental nurse and she clicks on it, she will only see the dental nurse ones. If that is admin nurse, she clicks on this and she will see only the admin nurse. And if that's decon, she will only see the decon one. I'm just demonstrating here to say there is a category selection where the role differentiation can happen. So far, we have seen a section called as jobs, where the clarity, and this section which I'm inducting or onboarding you as a DenTTrack user is to help you understand. DenTTrack gives you the clarity about what job to do, when to do, and most importantly, this box here tells you how to do, which means anything and everything related to the job, word templates, videos, everything is in this box. Your team member doesn't need to go anywhere to look for how to do this job. So DenTTrack gives you clarity about jobs to do for a certain user in a certain role, and it tells them when to do it and how to do it. And most importantly, they have a button here which they click on complete and say, I did it. Or if it is not applicable to them, then we will click on not applicable. So I know Paula has no new team members to induct today. So there is a high chance she is going to click on not applicable. Always remember, tell your team members, just click on what you need to complete. And end of the day, just click on this button here, mark all as NA, because if there are 20 jobs which are not applicable today, then you don't need to do 20 different clicks. At the end of the day, you can click on mark all as NA, and every job which is not applicable will be tagged as not applicable. So summarizing again, what to do, when to do, how to do, and have I done it or not gives the clarity to you as an owner as well as team members. Go to users which you have come in. The last thing to do now as you get on with this module is the dummy nurse. Go here, go into user roles, and the job you need, which you created, which was dental nurse 1. So in your portal, you'll only see dental nurse 1. Just make sure you connect it to the user and say save. Now this is saving data. In a few minutes, it will have everything connected. So you can see the dental nurse called dummy nurse has a user role which is connected called as dental nurse 1. And as soon as this is done, obviously, if you enter through that email ID in the job section, probably in 12 hours time, that's what the computer backend takes for the software to update all the jobs on your portal. So I hope you enjoy clarity section of DenTTrack and you get lots of users onboarded, lots of roles created and connected, and then you start giving clarity to your team, who they are, what's their role, what are their jobs, in which categories do they work, when do they need to complete it, and give them a full support by having all the training resources and documents and videos connected to it. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a great time. And that was clarity through DenTTrack as section 1. Thank you.